Okay. YouTube is acting a little screwy with me. I think it's a busy time on the web right now. I think it's a way busy time on the web right now. Okay, I'm experiencing some. So this is my first live. Basically, it's my podcast. You just get to interact with me a little bit. And I'm going over my same usual topics, that things I love to talk about, e-bikes, camping, gear that I've purchased, things I need to upgrade to, and still reaching out to all of my people for advice, such as what do I need in life? Where did I go wrong? My last video that I put up, I was talking about uh deflating tires. Now, right off the bat, as I was shooting the video, and I deflated my tires, I knew I deflated them way too low. Uh, but that didn't stop people from catching it. No one actually said that I deflated the tires way too low, which I did. But most people basically said, hey, I usually keep my tires around 7, 8, 10 is the lowest that I go. Usually, depending on what I'm doing at the time, I usually set my bike up. If I'm street riding, which is 90% of how I'm riding. So I'm on pavement, street, sidewalk, that sort of thing. So I'm keeping my tires maxed out so I can get the best speeds and everything and cut down as much resistance as possible. But when I go out to the woods, depending on where I'm going, where I shot that video at, it has many different types of terrains all in this one area. It goes from a gravel setup to sand to some pavement to dirt, grass, that sort of thing, right? So you get every little thing in this little park. That's why I love testing there. It's like the best test bed that I can get. So I have learned on the street, I'm going to sit at about 20 psi. I'm going to max those tires out. Maybe a little less in the back, more in the front, a little less in the back, just depending on how I want the comfort to be. But best believe I'm going to have it kind of close up to high because I need it to uh, cut down on the drag. Secondly, when I'm out in the backcountry, I'm usually depending. That's a seasonal thing. Spring, summertime, early fall, I'm going to be riding at 15 psi. I want it to be a little bit squishy because of the rocks and roots and things that I'm going to encounter while I'm out there. In the winter and fall, late fall, winter, I'm going to be sitting at 10 psi. Uh, we get a lot of snow in Missouri. We get enough snow in Missouri, so I like to ride them where I don't have to change the pressure too much and I can play it safe. I have enough traction when it rains a little bit, if it snows, whatever the situation is, I don't have to adjust them too much. So I tend to roll like that. So guys, my screen that my comments come on is behind me. So if I'm turning around looking, I'm not ignoring you guys, but how's it going? Tom, Cat's Paw? I know you guys haven't seen me in a while. I've been working on this new setup and trying to really figure out where I wanted to go with this channel and how I can really engage with the people that really comment every time I put up a video and give me some great advice. Man, I love you guys for that. So I'm not sure when you guys jumped in, but I was just kind of talking about just overall how I love to set my bike up. And I know, Tom, you have your setup, and I we talked a little bit. We did a video together, but we really didn't talk about how you like to set your tires up. I want to talk to you about that. So, other things that I have some great videos coming up. Missouri has some fantastic bike parks and trails that we don't get enough recognition for, and I'm okay with that. And a lot of them, all of them that I have encountered so far, all allow e-bikes. I actually last about 2 weeks ago, I was out on the trail, and there was uh, there were many people on the trail. There were people on foot, and there was people on horses. So it's an equestrian trail that shares it with this mountain bike trail. Besides, dodging the horse manure, that is politically correct on that. Um, besides that, I mean, the people that I encountered, I had no issues with. All the forums and all of the chatter that we had earlier this year when people were had this huge debate on using public land for for putting e-bikes on it. They had this whole big thing, which I still haven't heard anything about. Has anyone heard anything about the BLM land that we were raising heck about? Well, I will be checking with you on Saturday to see your video on your tire pressures. Hope you don't get beat up like I did. I'm curious to know when it comes down to tires, what is everyone's emergency kits that they keep on their bike? Personally, I don't keep a spare inner tube. I have patches and CO2 cartridges for my quick deflator and a pump. That's really all I have, and some tools. And I cheaped out with my tools. I have one Crank Brothers toolkit that it's a multi tool that I can fix almost anything on the bike with. And the wrenches, the cheap wrenches that came with the bike to assemble it, I actually have those in my bag. So I didn't go out and spend any money on wrenches for to deal with my pedals or taking the wheels on and off. Well, the rear wheel, because the front wheel has a quick release on it. Other things that I have been up to, learning from my mistakes. One mistake that I had last year was thinking that my summer riding shoes was going to get me through the winter. The harsh reality, I decided that I was going to test my cold weather trick, which was putting the insulation, the bubble wrap type insulation with the foil bubble wrap that kind of helps out with keeping I forget what the R value of it was or is, and it worked for a little bit um until I was about 4 miles in, and my toes got cold. So I did something great this year. Check these out. These are the Lake 304s, or I said the 404. It's the Lake 304s. This is the new installment of the Lake winter riding boot. Still have the clip that goes into my Shimano pedals. I bought them. I do have big feet, but I still bought these a size bigger for extra socks and just in case if I want to throw any heating elements in this. I plan on this year getting way deep in the snow. And you guys know I'm not afraid of snow at all. But I really plan on getting really cranking it up this year. I love the haters too, Tom. I put a picture up on one of the forums of well, it was the artwork for the tire pressure video. The people really didn't care about the tire pressure video, but they still wanted to comment on what's up with the picture. And I wanted to reply to them, what's up with the picture of you just having your bike on the sidewalk? What's the point of that? Hilarious. Other things that I know that I need to make some adjustments on my riding gear. The cheap riding jacket that I purchased a few winters ago, I've outgrown it. Not really in size, but just overall comfortability and what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a little bit of advice on what I can get. Uh, I'm not afraid of spending money, but I want to purchase something that is that's going to be good for me and good for a long time. Uh, I only like to buy gear if possible twice every 2 years. Uh, and I'm not afraid to spend money. I prefer to buy quality gear over quantity. So if these boots, I have a review coming up soon, so I'm not going to talk too much about them, but they're not cheap. They're not cheap by a long shot. But this is a tool. I plan on putting many miles in with these boots, and it's worth as long as it keeps my foot warm. As long as it keep my feet warm, uh, I will consider it money well spent. If my feet, your feet will always get cold in time. If it's unusually cold though, we're going to have some problems. So the review that you're going to get for those are going to be a first impression. I tried them on over the weekend. I just picked them up this weekend. I tried them on. Uh, it's still warm in Missouri, so that was not a judge of anything. I just literally um, put them on, put the clips on, and put the, I guess the clip, put the cleats in, and set them up to my bike so I'll be ready to ride. That's as far as I made it with it, and it's going to be a while before I can really give everyone the proper review on it. I'm sorry, guys. Mm, that's a good question. So, uh, actually, the longest trail here, it's going to be the Haiti Trail. Haiti Trail. The Haiti Trail is gonna keep you out of traffic. That's gonna take you almost to Kansas City. And it ends in Alton, Illinois. Oh, I'm sorry. It takes. I don't know why I said that. Um, it starts almost in Kansas City, and it ends officially in St. Charles. But there are paths that takes you to West Alton. So it doesn't just end in St. Charles. You could actually connect to it from West Alton as well. So West Alton is neighboring to St. Charles, but it's closer to Alton, Illinois, of course. Well, Cass Paul, I could get a leather jacket, but if I was on a hog, I would get a leather jacket. You know, I won't discount that. Would a leather jacket for riding a bike though be a little too stiff? That's a good question. I have a few leather jackets and they're not the most flexible, especially when riding in traffic. I have to be a little quick on my feet. This is the time of year. This is one of the dangerous times of year. Uh, Motorcycle season is starting to end, so people aren't being well. It's not like they're very visual when it comes down to motorcycles to begin with, but they're it's really in the back of their mind now. So uh, I have to make sure that whatever I get has to be high vis, and I have to be able to maneuver in it. I am not afraid of sacrificing my bike to save my life, so I need to be able to get off of it. Hey, Tom, if you ever decide that you want to ride the Katy Trail, it's a little bit over 200 miles. I'll ride it with you. Thanks about the boots. Hopefully they work. If you know, there's there are certain pieces of gear that it is hard to find proper reviews on. That's why if when I buy a piece of gear, I tend to buy and this is I don't know, personal reasons, I really don't know why, but I tend to buy more expensive stuff. Like I said, I'd rather have quality over quantity. But when you get into these higher price ranges, there's not a lot of reviews on them. And that's one thing that I am upset about, or one of the reasons why I feel like I exist in this YouTube space is to talk about the things that if you want to make a $200 $300 investment in something, you want to hear somebody that really invested in this, and they're not just going to tell you whatever they think you want to hear. I bought some stuff that was bad, and I talk about it. One of the things that I dislike the most, and people hate the video that I made, is the what the heck? It's a storm light. Do I have it around here somewhere? It's not Petzl. I can't even remember who makes the light, but it's the light is a storm light. For it's a headlamp, and this particular light, I don't like it because it has a ton of features, but it only has one button to cycle you through all of this stuff. Okay. I have a Petzl tactical headlamp. It's not the brightest, but it is designed for you to be able to get in and out with it, you know, easy on, easy off, easy to lock it. It was made to attach to uh, first responders, law enforcement, military. It has an IR feature on it. Like I said, it's not the brightest light, it's a tactical light. It's something that's going to get you through a dark situation and keeping your visibility low. Okay? But the light is fully articulable, and you can do many different things. It's the key features in it was just the way you could use your RGB light, the way you can select your low beam, high beam, and your easy off and locks. I love it. I 100% love it. And the other light, it's good. It just, for the amount of things that it does, you need more than one button. I don't want to have to double click it to do this or hold it to do that. That in a situation where my hands are cold, I'm wet, something pops up in the middle of the night. And if you go out in the backcountry enough, there's always something weird, especially around this time of the year. And you have the animals that are trying to get fat or whatever. You're not really sure what's wandering into your camp. I'm not trying to double tap this to get this thing to come on or hold it down a certain type of way. I need it to work instantaneously. I've been there, done that. For I guess if you were a through hiker and you're traveling with a group or whatever, if that's the way you feel that light is great and it's so flexible to you, roll with it. I don't like it. The video is on my channel and people hate it. I think it's one of my most hated video. Caspar, where are you from? YouTube is telling me that I have some lag issues. How is the video quality for you guys? How is the audio? Let me know what I'm doing right and wrong here. And also the delay. I can see what's happening in the YouTube space and then what's in my world. And I'm waiting on it to catch up so I can read more of your comments when you respond to my questions. So I'm just gonna refer back over here for a second. And also remember that number on the screen right there. It's a real number. You can call me now and we can chat. There is a place in Connecticut that I wanted to hike. What national park or forest do you have up there? And see, right now, I I have to figure out the best time. Thanks, Tom, for that. I have to figure out the best time. I started to postpone this and actually do the first live next week because right now everyone is basically searching the web and looking up sound bites because of the debate that's coming on tonight. But I did not want to, since I had this schedule going, I wanted to just shoot for it and see what I got. And right now, I think I'm being taxed heavily in the neighborhood from video game play and everything else. Because believe it or not, I've been working this doing like uh, private listings so I can get this tweaked out, and I hadn't had this issue. So uh, I think the government is plotting against me. I don't. Conspiracy man is here. Yeah. Oh, so now I said something about them messing with me. Now it says my connection is excellent. So hopefully now everything will smooth out. But I'm glad you guys are joining me today. Really appreciate you. I really, really do. And I'm looking forward to really venturing out and really meeting up with people on the trail. There are some parts of Illinois that I know I want to ride. I still haven't explored all of Missouri. Um, I know that I want to make it up north and east. There are a few places. I watch a few other YouTubers, of course, we all do, right? And they have some places, and there's an island that you take a ferry to. I can't. The name is escaping me right now, but there is an island that people have been going to. You can take your bike and you can ride to it, and apparently you can camp on it too. But I can't think of the name of it right now. Um, my issue is I'm in the middle of America, and everything that I want to do is either on the East Coast or the West Coast, and it is darn expensive to try to fly with a bike there, and it's even longer to try to drive too. So that's why I really haven't made it out. I mean, I spent a lot of time uh, in Tennessee, so Smoky Mountains. I'm going to start venturing out further west, so going towards the Rockies. I still, there are people that are telling me I need to go to California, do Yosemite and things like that. I'm really working on that. Uh, this year was supposed to be my year of travel, uh, but nature had its own plans for that. Hey Tom, are you saying I'm one of your favorite YouTubers? Yeah, they're YouTube is they're saying that I so funny thing. Funny thing happened to me as I was trying to really figure out how to get this new program together so it'll be more interactive, more visual. Eh, But I did a test and I was just testing the audio out. It was all private, and I did a test with uh some copyrighted music. it was just I had my laptop plugged in. I had my laptop plugged in. I had iTunes playing, and whatever song, even though I was in the private settings, I still got a hit on a copyright. It wasn't really a copyright strike, but it was a not that I can monetize, but they said, well, you can't monetize this video. Anything that you get from this video goes straight to the author, which was funny because it was private and nobody could see it. So I'm not 100% happy. Well, it's not my company, so I really can't get mad because the computer looks at my videos before I even get it done or get it off the ground. Well, Tom, you motivated me to get going too. Uh, and you know what I do like? I like when I'm not posting videos, but you keep posting videos, so you keep me going. And then I also know what not to repeat because there are a couple things that I had, especially your bike rack video. I had something coming with that, and I just said, nope, I'll let them have that space. So Virginia actually has a lot of it has a couple parks that I want to get to. Um, do you guys watch Syntax 77? He is the YouTuber that really gave me the confidence to go out solo. I wasted so much time waiting on someone to go backpacking with me that I missed so many opportunities. I started watching Syntax 77, and that was 7 years ago. It was a long time ago. And I started going solo camping by myself, and I hadn't looked back since. There's no one to slow me down. And it's no one to slow me down. I could do what I want to do, and it's freeing. I found myself starting to talk to myself, so then I started taking the camera out. So when people walked past me and I was in a delusional state, I could just put the camera up, and it's like, oh, he's one of those guys. I know there's enough space for us all, uh, but you did a great job on it, and there was no need for me to touch on some of the same points that you touched on. But I have upgraded my rack. I've upgraded my panniers that I use. So I'm no longer, I still use the Toe Peaks trunk, but I switched up the rack. So I'm actually using some Orp um, rollback classics, or are those a city? I have the rollback city panniers. And I have I was gonna go with Red's version of their I was gonna go with their brand of panniers, but their panniers cost more and they were smaller. Measurement wise, it said it was supposed to be equal, but uh, size wise, uh, and cost. The Orpleys were cheaper and they're more well known. Check out if you guys are into backpacking. There are two channels, and I don't know why I'm promoting other people, but there are two people that I really enjoy watching. Um, Syntax 77 and Adventure Archives. I like Adventure Archives because their production, the production that they put into it is worth watching it alone. They spend a ton of time with setting up their shots, and they write all their own original music. A play is, but it's four of them, so they can do a lot more than just one of me. So, but they really do produce a good episode. They put out one episode a month. That's their average. Man, it is good. Check out Adventure Archives. Oh, it looks like I'm getting back to buffing every now and again. Um, the world is catching up with me. So I really enjoyed hanging with you guys today. Like I said, this is about the length of what I like to do my podcast on or with lengthwise. And I'm glad you guys interacted with me. This is, the One Trail Show. Hopefully, I'm going to do this show once a week. And I'm not really sure which day it will be on. Before I go, what is the best times? When are you guys the most active online watching things that when you are really looking to be entertained? Now, Tom, since you're a YouTuber, I know that you're on YouTube all the time. We don't even watch regular television anymore. This is our entertainment. I know. I won't. I do tend to do some of the same material. I do have some of the same material as other people. Uh, but when it's someone, when it's sometimes when it's someone that you know and they did a better job, you know, this video was freaking great. If you didn't watch it, go check it out.